The Crit Show contains elements of horror, fantasy violence, and adult language. Content warnings can be found in the episode description. Hey everybody, Rev here. Before we get into this week's episode, got a couple things to let you know about. First, I told you a while ago that we would let you know when Season 6 was getting close to an end, and we're getting close to the end. The final episode of Season 6, and so the final episode of the Other Side of the Coin story, will be on December the 4th. That is episode 14. This has been a long time coming, and we are very excited to share the conclusion of the story with you, but we're also very excited about what comes next. So a few things about that. If you have got questions, if you would like to submit them for our final Q&A for Coin, get those questions to us by December the 20th. Again, you can email those to us at thecast@thecritshowpodcast.com, or if you are on our Discord, they have got a thread running with questions inside of that. So get those to us so that we can put them into the Q&A that will come out on December 25th. And that will be the final Q&A for Coin. So it doesn't have to be questions about Season 6, just anything you'd like to know about Coin, because then we're never going to speak of it again. No, that's not true. But yeah, make sure you get those questions to us. Then, on January 1st will be the Session 0 for our new game, which is something you'll learn about soon. And then Episode 1 will be the very next week on January 8th. And we will keep rolling right along with this new story, new characters, and new game. So that's super exciting. In other news, who's that at the door? Well, it's a friend of the show who is now a published author. Friend of the show, Ashley Vitz, has written a book called Amber Armitage and the Aztec Trials. You can find it at ashleyvitz.net or by searching Amber Armitage on Amazon. And just a little dust cover synopsis for you. Amber Armitage is a girl from Indiana on her way to college in New York City. That adventure would have been enough, but college is nothing compared to the mysteries that she encounters after meeting Mariana Garza, who just happens to be her long-lost biological mother. Discovering her ancestry seems to provide more questions than answers as Amber learns more about ancient Aztec culture and a mysterious society known only as the Mana. So if you would like to support one of our supporters, someone that we have known far longer than we have been doing the show, Ashley has had a wild ride the last couple of years and accomplished some amazing things, and the most recent being this book. So again, Amber Armitage and the Aztec Trials. And then lastly, I have got the winner for the Crit or Treat costume contest. There were amazing entries this year. I'm going to get permission from everybody so that we can start sharing those on social media. Oh man, we had some pets, we had some kids, we had some doppelganger Jakes. It was phenomenal. But I have got a random number generator here, and I have associated a number to each entry, and I'm going to see what it gives me now. And the winner is Alex. Alex, whose submission was a dice goblin, but he was literally a goblin who was also a dice, and that dice was the Crit Show dice. So congratulations, Alex. We will be in touch with you to make sure we've got your address, and we will put together a box of spooky goodness for you. So thank you, everybody, for entering. I cannot wait to share some of these costumes. With that, it's time to get into the episode. Jake, you have just reached out and taken Harrison's hand, and nothing has happened. So what, do I just stare at you longingly for a while, or?
Well, normally it just sort of instantaneously goes. Do you believe it? Do you believe in it? Are you believing in it?
In what?
I don't know. This has never happened to me before.
That's what they all say.
What's going on?
Nothing. And unfortunately, nothing's happening.
Does, the torturer just instinctively know that maybe Harrison isn't a good fit for some reason that we can't fathom?
I don't think so, because even when I was judged unworthy, I was judged. I had to stand and face him.
Is it maybe something crystal related? I mean, not everybody has them, but for like this, for like the like accepting it based on them handing it over, do they still have to have one?
Oh, I did not even think about the possibility of the people we've chosen not having potential.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense that you'd have to have it, because anything extra, anything more than human, channeling magic, being the home for a god or the chosen, like, you have to have that, what we call the crystal, that potential to hold that extra energy.
Harrison, can you see within my brain?
Yes.
Can you see within your own brain?
If you give me a mirror. No, wait. Okay.
Ugh.
Can you see within each of us a crystal on some wavelength, some frequency within our brains?
There's this brief moment where, and I think it's specifically unsettling for Kim and TJ, where you see this ripple run up his body where the illusion that he is wearing goes away for a second, and you see hundreds of eyes blinking not in any kind of unison, different shapes, sizes, colors, irises, pupils. Well, yes, I do.
Do you see it in your own brain?
I don't.
Shit.
Oh, no.
What, that means I don't get to be the...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sucks to suck. All right, let's go.
Now, you called me.
Yeah.
Can I have yours or something?
No.
You can't. You literally can't. It's impossible, unfortunately. Yeah.
Shit. Yeah. Seriously? Sorry, man. Like,
We have wasted your time.
yeah.
And ours. What?
Well, let me check something real quick. And he gets up and he leaves.
Did he just Irish goodbye? Mm-hmm.
Well, as we just established, we were wasting each other's time.
I'm
so
getting a milkshake.
He did us a favor, probably. Okay.
I was going to get him some Visine.
Yeah, that was, I mean, y'all said he was like a dude with a bunch of eyes, and like I knew it, but seeing it, it was
Yeah.
a different thing.
Yeah, unspeakable.
Unsettling, but I really am trying to embrace Megan's empathetic nature towards other creatures. So, yeah, it was unsettling, but, you know, that's his life, you know? Maybe he's got problems just like all of us.
Well, shit. Who else do we have?
Carrington was also on the short list.
Carrington's not from this world.
Yeah.
Do you have to be? Landara is not from our world either.
Fuck.
Yeah, but she hasn't taken the thing yet, and now you are illustrating a fantastic possible problem.
Well, hold on now. So, yes, Landara is not from our world, but when we went to the pirate world, she changed the same way that all of us changed. And I was under the impression that that only happened because we all had potential.
I believe you because you're saying it with so much confidence right now.
I mean, you weren't there. You were, you were passed out.
Yeah,
But
that's true.
But it happened. So, not being from our world does not automatically disqualify you from having a crystal.
All right. Well, once we get back, we should probably do some investigating on that, but that doesn't solve our more imminent problem.
TJ, can your goggles see the crystals?
That's a good question. I picked them back up off the floor and
Glue them back together.
glued them back together real quick.
I think, what Kim just said about, when someone goes through a portal and they change when they go into other worlds. Landara changed when she came here.
But Carrington didn't. Carrington came through as is.
Yeah. I mean, God, I don't know what else to do. I want to just think back through my Rolodex of people we've interacted with, or even people I've just heard of or might have an idea of. Can I trust my gut on the best option?
Yeah, roll it.
8.
Yeah, so you start to comb through your memories of the people that you have interacted with, and you're trying to think of people who might encompass that idea of the torturer, but also people who have the capacity to contain magic. And you don't spend a lot of time around people, really, that would hold that air of a torturer. But the person who was a constant thorn in your side and seemed to enjoy it, and also had access to magic, was Adenak Benari.
Oh, fuck! Fuck! I
What?
just am like up, walking around the table,
Tass, we're
cussing.
in a restaurant. What? Stop it.
They're children.
Boy, we've sure dealt with Benari a few times, huh?
Oh.
No way, though, because he's a Nash.
Yeah?
But, like, would he even do it? They were in cahoots.
I think it's important to remember that they were in cahoots.
All right. But he's also not from here, and I know that doesn't necessarily preclude someone, as we've established, but he's got to stay here to do the job.
He doesn't have to. He doesn't have to. Like, if our timelines are correct here, when he was a problem for us, Nash had a whole different goal. And then that changed, right? That changed in a big way. He's almost certainly been left hanging. Whatever got pulled out of his world by Nash, like, he doesn't have it there anymore. There's a good chance he wants some kind of payback, or at least a torturer's level of getting back at the person that left him behind. If we could get him over here, make that pitch, and have him accept this, I'll bet he would really enjoy just the operation of it, and then he can just give it up and go home.
Because if he goes home, it just automatically picks whoever is best. You don't have to make that decision anymore.
10 points for Ev.
Oh. Okay.
Oh, man, but then we are letting that loose into an unknown vessel at a paramount point in history where we are trying to do a lot of, like, repair and damage control.
Look, it sucks. A lot of things about it suck, but not finding somebody in time to accomplish this sucks worse.
Forgive me if I'm misremembering. I have never been to Fanarin, but it was my understanding from reading about your history that when you left, it was with the understanding that you all could never go back.
Yeah, you're technically right. Jake, TJ, and myself cannot go back.
You and I ain't burned from anywhere, baby.
That's true. Okay. So Megan and I could go.
Granted, we had functionally a few months of free reign to walk around before we were, threatened with violent expulsion, so that will probably be a thing for you both as well. But if you think that that's something that you can, would, and or want to do, it's possible.
What doesn't matter? We don't have a choice at this point.
Yeah.
I'm very intrigued because he has the Necklace of the North Wind as well, right?
He sure does.
I wonder how they would react around each other. Would we be able to anticipate each other's every move, or would they just sort of counteract each other?
Or would the fact that you're there with the same necklace be intriguing enough for him to just want to meet with us?
Oh, that's true.
And I mean, there's also a real possibility with everything that you've taken through that's magical, it could be different there.
Okay. Well, wow. Okay. So it sounds like we got to get a portal to Fanarin back up and running, and Megan and I will go do that.
Guys, this is so dangerous. Are we positive? We positive about this one? That guy fucked our shit clean up, and he loved it.
Yeah, but he hates Nash more.
Okay, so that makes sense. Kim, you, me, we go there, we pitch to Benari, we drag his ass back here, you guys get the spell circle set up, everything ready, and we do the damn thing.
Okay.
The employees are like, what the fuck?
The employees are like, these fucking LARPers.
I fucking hate Gen Con.
Let me get a clear image here. We have got Kim and Megan going back to the subterranean lair, and they're going to open a portal back to Fanarin and head through and try to get Benari. Jake and Tass and TJ, you're all going to Keeley Island to try and set up the ritual?
I think so. I think we have a lot of coordinating to do with the others, and that's probably the best use of our time, right?
Yeah, and we didn't get to ask Harrison anything about Nash or how he's protected, so...
Yeah, and I think about that time the waitress brings a bill that's much larger than you would think it would, and you see that he must have ordered a lot of food before you got here and took it in a carry-out bag.
Son of a bitch.
I'm so gullible. I really thought Harrison was going to come back. Like, I was like, oh, he's stepping away to go cry, and it takes a long time because he's mostly eyes.
He's got so many eyes.
As we leave, I take a napkin and I scribble douche canoe on it And as we walk out onto the sidewalk, I throw it on the ground and pour water over it.
Before we go any further, I think I need to go see Jaina and get that genie wish sorted.
Okay, how do you want to go there?
Jake, you want to fast travel me real quick?
Yeah, I can drop you off. Does anybody else want to go along?
Yeah, Kim, you want to come?
Yeah, I've never met her.
Yeah, so as TJ, Rev, and Tass continue on to the subterranean layer, the three of you vanish and appear outside of the still familiar, continuously Halloween house.
Go and knock on the door.
Yeah, a couple moments pass, and Lindsay answers the door. Oh, hello.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
We're good. A lot going on right now. Can we talk to Jaina?
Oh, sure. Yeah, please come in.
Okay.
Yeah, and she ushers the three of you in.
Lindsay, this is Kim, our most recent addition to the team.
Hi, I'm new.
Hi, what do you do? I gather that everybody kind of does a thing.
I see the future.
Ah, well, my daughter has a pet genie.
Nice. My mom's a mummy. We could keep going for days.
Yes, like this is not, this sounds dumb, but this isn't. I think a lot of people would see like Jake and freak out. I work at the IPT.
Yeah, cool.
Not that you're not worth freaking out about. It's just I've seen you a lot.
I hate this. Can we go talk to your daughter now?
And she shows you to her room on the second floor. And inside, Jaina is sitting on her bed. And there is this very dim shadow swirling around the bed. And you can kind of hear this hum coming from it.
Hi, Jaina.
Oh, hi.
Do you remember me?
Yeah.
How are you?
I'm okay. How are you?
I'm good. We're just here to talk to you. This is our friend Kim. And, well, do you remember the last time that we were here? And I point at me and Jake.
Are you here for the wish?
Yes, actually. You know, you had said that your friend here would maybe be able to help us with something.
Yeah, I'm surprised I think that if I told someone they had a wish, it would probably be just a matter of minutes before it's like, you guys, that's a really good job of like waiting and like thinking of something good.
Well, a wish is really important, you know?
Yeah.
So how does this work?
Well, you just tell me what it is and I'll tell him, and if he can do it, he will.
Okay, well, we have a big spell that we're getting ready to do. And I was wondering if your friend could help me put some of my abilities into the spell so that everybody in the world would kind of be affected by what I add to it.
Like you throwing stuff with your mind?
Not that one.
Oh.
Different ability.
That'd be fun if we could all do that.
Yeah, it's actually it's an ability that everybody has. It's just that a lot of people have forgotten that they have it. So I wish that when we cast this spell, everyone remembers that, and it's easier for them to be able to understand what other people are feeling.
Oh, okay. And she leans over and holds her hand out, and that little shadow comes up and swirls around her fingers, and she whispers to it. And then you kind of see it like float around her ear. Okay, are you ready?
Sure.
The little shadow moves over towards you, and you can feel it like press against almost your sinuses and then your temples, and it like rolls back almost like someone dragging fingers from the front of your head to your spine. And there's just this brief intake of breath, and you feel not new, but just a little more. Like the idea of, oh, we use X% of our brain. Like you feel like just something more has been turned on.
You watched that good Scarlett Johansson movie about using more of your brain, and now you feel good.
It's like you took the Limitless pill, but only a little piece of it.
I just nibbled off a corner.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. I hope it helps.
Me too. Jaina, me too.
Thank your friend for us.
She whispers to him. He says you're welcome.
Nice.
Okay, anything else we need before we head back?
I don't think so.
All right, so with that done, the three of you head back to the subterranean lair. When we arrive, we find that Grandpa Tincture is walking TJ through the steps of setting up the machine, and they type in the code that you now know belongs to Fanarin, and the portal hums to life.
God, I don't know what to say. Like, I know you've got this. I know you do. It's still just scary as hell.
Yeah.
I just hold out a manila folder. Okay, here's everything we had. Here's his last known location. Here are the defenses that we can remember. Here's the most direct route there from what I can recall if we're tracing it on a map. Just get in, get to him, get out. Try not to get sidetracked.
Okay.
And I pull out the capsule that we use to, like, take things between the worlds without it changing, and I give it to Kim so she can put her necklace in it.
Oh.
Smart.
Oh my gosh! I reach up and I kiss you on the cheek. Thank you!
Oh, it ain't no thing.
What do I get? What's my present, TJ?
Whatever you can also cram in that capsule.
Yeah, I present my tummy for rubs.
I can take it.
This is my reward.
Yeah.
I was a good boy.
Remind me, I'm looking around to like anyone, but especially the grandpas. Time, is it gonna pass the same or is it different there?
I was going to say that it would pass the same, but we did notice when you all went through that last world and then Jake was released, something seems a little off about the portals syncing everything up. I'm not sure if that's because we had been creating that second, technically third portal that was able to manipulate time, but I did notice a large discrepancy amongst all of you when you were talking about how much time passed for you in that world versus how long Jake was awake in this world. So the laws of that might be tweaked just a little bit.
Okay, well, hopefully it's tweaked in our favor, and Kim and I are just having an extended trip there, and it's a blink of the eye for you and not the other way around.
The last time we were all in that world, it was moving much faster, so that at least is a benefit, I think, in what it is that you're trying to accomplish. Time will go faster for you, slower for us. Along those lines, though, I suppose the benefit is that means we don't need someone to power that particular time spell, so Jake, you won't have to give up the time while they're gone inside of the spell circle, because the time's not necessarily going to align anyway, so we might as well just let the spell run as the spell runs.
Okay.
Cool.
I give them all a hug goodbye, kiss Damien, finger guns, walk backwards through the portal.
Okay, I don't know how long I'm going to be gone, but I'll see you guys soon, hopefully.
Absolutely. Just be safe.
Yes, I will do that. And I'll be really sad if Kester meets somebody else before I get back. Okay, bye. I jump through the portal.
As the two of you step through the portal, you feel the familiar shift of energy flowing into you, changing you to fit the world. When you come through this portal, are you thinking of being on the offense or the defense as you pass through coming into this new world? Or are you just thinking of who you are and trying to kind of shape what you will be here?
Well, knowing that Jake and Tass said that when we changed, when we went through Eston's little bubble world adventure, they said it was very similar to when they were in Fanarin. So I think I would be coming through here expecting to turn out very much the same, probably defensively.
I'm not thinking offensively or defensively. I'm just thinking of who I am. I'm the Oracle of the North Wind, and I'm trying to focus in on that, especially because we're trying to find Binari, who also has the Necklace of the North Wind, or this world's version of it.
You both hit the ground. The air is dry and dusty, and as your senses come back to you, you see that there are dim torches that illuminate an earthen cellar. There are shelves and a table filled with old books, potions, and oddities. And at the far end of the room are wooden steps leading up to a closed cellar door. The first thing you notice outside of yourself is that the magic feels different. You've been to similar places like this, Megan, and it's off. It's wrong. Everything feels heavy, weighted. Welcome to Trophy. Well, hey, so this isn't what you were expecting.
You told
Nope.
us to prepare Dungeon World.
I did. So I had the opportunity to showcase something that has been in my mind forever, and I thought, let's do it.
Girls trip.
Girls trip.
What could go wrong?
Yeah. So the thing that has always been in my head, and we almost showed it in season 3, and then the story took a different turn. But when the team goes to a world, if they affect some change that is long-lasting on the world, that changes the way the magic is working there, because to me, that's what makes the worlds different, is like the amount or the type of magic in it. That if you were to go back to that world long after, it would be a different game system. So that's what's happened here. Because we know in the story that this world lost a bunch of their heroes. That's what Nash was after here. Those heroes were removed, were sacrificed. Something has changed here, and so the world has changed. So we are now in Trophy. So with what you told me about thinking of yourself as the Oracle of the North Wind, Megan feeling that strangeness and being defensive, I'm going to give you both a ritual. So in Trophy, you're going to have 4 skills and a ritual. Giving you that ritual means that you are going to start with 1 ruin. You have a track that goes up to 6 ruin. If you reach 6 ruin, things go very badly. You might lose a piece of yourself here. There's a big difference between Trophy Gold and Trophy Dark as to what it is that you lose. And I'm kind of playing with a mishmash of these, I'll be honest. This is not something we normally do on this show. I want to give a big thanks to who we call T-Rex, but it's actually Imatrex, for helping me write this incursion. They are very formidable in the ways of Trophy, and they sat down with me for a while and helped me work through creating the incursion that I wanted you all to experience.
Thank you, Amanda.
Yeah. Megan, your ritual is going to be repel, and it simply means to push an enemy away using spiritual force. And then Kim's, yours is going to be rewind, move a person slightly back in time.
Nice.
And then you're also, as I said, going to have skills. Those skills are the things that you use to justify basically getting extra dice. This is a dice pool system with light dice and dark dice. I'm going to ask you, I've made a list for each of you based off of what I know about your characters and the world that you're coming into. Kim, your choices are illusion, omens, interpretation, trances, artifacts, perception, surprise, and symbols. And Megan, yours is aiding, patterns, negotiation, deduction, homes, willpower, destruction, and crafting. So yeah, pick 4 of those 8 skills, and these will be the things that just narratively you'll use when you're trying to do a hunt roll or a risk roll to justify why you might get an extra die.
I'm going to go with perception, omens, symbols, and illusions.
Okay.
I'm going to go with aiding, patterns, negotiation, and crafting.
All right.
We're going to make this a cute, crafting, cozy trophy game.
Perfect.
Cozy.
Yes. And you each start with a weapon. Kim, your sensor has turned into a barbed whip. And Megan, your ritual knife has turned into a ritual knife. Well, before we jump back in, there are a couple things that I want to mention. One is that there is some meta information that you get in this game that's not kind of in our normal style. So as I mentioned before, there is the incursion. That is the story as a whole. And then that is broken up into sets. Each set will have a goal that I will tell you about. Each set has a title, which I will also tell you. And then each of them also have like a little descriptive blurb that kind of set the scene. In this game, you will hunt for things. You will use that move to get information about the world. You'll also be able to collect hunt tokens. Hunt tokens are a meta currency. You can trade in 1 hunt token to find a treasure worth 1 gold, and we can kind of discuss what those can do. You can also spend 3, and you can pool these, if you'd like, to achieve a goal. It can either be the goal that I have set for you already, or to overcome an obstacle that's in the way of your goal. So we are in set 1, the Twisted Shack. Your goal is to escape the hut. The air here is dry and dusty. There are dim torches that illuminate this earthen cellar that you're in. There are shelves and a table filled with old books and potions and oddities. And at the far end of the room is a set of wooden steps leading up to a closed cellar door.
I want to open the capsule that TJ gave me and take the Necklace of the North Wind out.
So yeah, I think put this in your equipment. I think examples of things that it might be good for are if you're doing a risk roll, for example, in a skill that you don't have, so you don't get that die, you could use your charge to get that die.
And if we use it, it's not like destroy it. It just like cannot mechanically be invoked.
Correct, yeah. Like
Cool.
I'm not going to destroy the necklace unless,
Unless,
something
something
have
really
to.
bad happens.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay, cool.
I'll never say
Good to know.
never, but
Oh, Kim, something's weird.
Yeah, this doesn't seem quite like the Fanarin that the boys described.
I mean, it's so dark here, and I don't just mean the light, like I feel dragged down by the energy here. Something's different.
Well, we're not going to be able to find Benari if we stay in this shack.
Rev, do we look any different?
you don't.
I want to go over to the table that has books on it. What kind of books are they?
All right, why don't you give me a hunt roll? So when you press ever deeper in pursuit of a specific and immediate goal, describe how you're exploring your environment, which you've done. And now you're going to gather your dice. So you get 1 light die just for exploring the world and asking me a question about it. And then you get a 2nd light die if you have a skill or a piece of equipment that you could justify making this hunt easier.
Could I argue patterns in looking at the different titles of the books and trying to see if they all fit a common theme?
Sure, yeah, I'll take that. So you're going to roll 2 light dice and tell me your highest one.
That's a 6.
All right, so with those dice rolled, we're going to read the highest die. 1, you lose all your hunt tokens and encounter something terrible. 2 to 3, you encounter something terrible. 4 and 5, you gain 1 hunt token, but you also, say it with me, encounter something terrible. And on a 6, you gain a hunt token. And then you also get information. The GM will provide answer to your exploration independent of the result of your roll. And then the immediacy of the terrible thing you encounter scales based on the highest die roll.
Gotcha. So no matter what, we get information. It's just
Correct.
whether or not we get
Something
a
terrible.
treasure and something terrible.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right, so you gain 1 hunt token, and then you're also going to get some information. So as you look through these books, it's very clear that these are old spell and ritual books. I think that in looking at the books, you can't help but look at kind of the table and the shelves as a whole. There are these strange bottled body parts floating in liquid. There are the skeletons and carapaces of various animals and insects. But you also find a pair of potions, and write these down in your equipment. These are called the Communion of Fear, and it's a set of potions that each recover 1 ruin if drank while sharing a story from a moment in your life where true fear had a hold of you. And so right now, these won't be of use to you because you're both at 1 ruin. That's where you started. You can never go below your starting ruin. But as we progress, you could drink one of these, tell the story, and it will remove 1 ruin. While Megan is examining the table and the shelves, what are you up to, Kim?
What else is in this room?
So you've got the table and the shelves. You've got the set of stairs going up to the trap door. And then there's also just kind of piles of things in the corners. Some of them moldy, despoiled. Some of them well-preserved. And there doesn't seem to be a pattern to it.
I want to look at the piles and objects that are in this room. We know that this portal should have sent us to Baba Yaga's hut. It seems a little different from what they described, but there could be something useful here still.
Yeah, why don't you also give me a hunt roll?
Could I say that my perception skill could come into play here?
Absolutely.
Okay, so that's 2 light die. My highest is 6.
Okay. Yeah, so you get a hunt token, and as you are poking through these various piles, what are some of the things that you think that you find in the cellar of Baba Yaga's hut?
Collections of bones, both animal and human.
Yeah, and I think it's interesting because as you pass Megan at the table, Megan has got these like collected bones where it's very clearly in a shape. These are just random scattered bones.
Yeah.
You do find a key that is made out of a twist of brambles, and you can put that in your equipment.
Excellent. I found a key.
Ooh, pretty. I found some potions.
Oh, nice. Okay. Shall we go upstairs?
Yeah, I kind of hope Baba Yaga's not home, in the hopes that she is not mad that we are taking some stuff from her cellar.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll lead the way. I'll try to push the door open.
You place your hands on the door, and as soon as you touch it, you can feel that it is thrumming with power. Give me a risk roll. Megan walking up to this door and trying to push it open. What could go wrong?
It could be locked.
What could go wrong?
Okay, it could be magic trapped.
Yeah. Kim, what else could go wrong?
I think it's like an alarm, and it will alert something else in the shack that will come down after us.
Yeah. Something else that could go wrong is like there's something sleeping on top of it on the other side.
Oh.
Yeah.
So let's find out your dice pool. You can take a light die if the task is something you are skilled at, or if you have a piece of useful equipment.
Does this trapdoor look like... Is it locked in some way?
I'm not sure you know yet, since Megan has already laid hands on it.
That's fair. I was just wondering if this was something that the Twisted Bramble key was for.
I see. No, so the Twisted Bramble key, it absolutely could be for this, but it doesn't have to be.
Gotcha.
That piece is narrative positioning for you to use as desired.
Cool. Okay.
No, I have no equipment that
Yeah.
will help.
Okay. What about skill?
Crafting? Like, understanding the construction of the door
Mm-hmm.
and seeing if there's like a particular way that this is being locked in the way that it's built.
Yeah, I'll give it to you. Next, I'll offer you a Devil's Bargain. Devil's Bargain is something that will absolutely be true regardless of your success or failure on the roll. So I think maybe the Devil's Bargain here in dealing with this door, you'll be struck with that sense of being locked in again. Like you've been imprisoned before without your knowledge, and now this time you know it.
Oof. No, I don't think so. I think I'm going to wait.
Okay. And then you take a dark die if you are risking your mind or body. And just for future reference, you must include this die whenever you perform a ritual, or if I just say you have to.
Yeah.
What do you think you're risking here?
I guess risking my body and trying to force my way through this door that obviously has some sort of effect on it.
Yeah. Okay, so roll 1 light die and 1 dark die.
That's a 5.
Okay. And which die is that on?
That'd be my dark die.
Okay. So you'll mark 1 ruin, but you are successful. You are able to push this door open, but there's a complication. As you push the door open, we hear a shriek emanate from all corners of the cellar. Everything on that table shatters, collapses, and I think you hear something break in your backpack. You are down to 1 of those potions, but this scream emanates from the corners, just and everything in the room trembles and then shatters, and then it's silent and the door is open.
Oh,
Are you okay?
yeah, that was so loud.
Yeah.
Oh, my backpack's leaking.
Nice job on the door.
Let's get out of here.
Yeah.
You make your way up the stairs, and the room here is relatively untouched by age. There is a chair next to the fireplace, an old rocking chair. There's a small kitchenette. The thing that grabs your attention is a pot-bellied stove standing in the middle of the room with a few smoldering coals that are glowing faintly inside of it.
Hello? Baba Yaga? Jake and Tass sent us.
You notice that your voice doesn't echo.
Weird. I want to investigate the stove. If the coals were glowing, it means someone was here fairly recently.
Yeah, give me a hunt roll. So you get 1 just for doing it, and then do you have a skill you think you're using?
Perception?
Yeah?
Highest is a 6.
All right, so you get another hunt token.
Whew.
As you examine the stove, you notice that the glowing coals pulse gently, like a heart. You can feel that they are connected to the house. And if you try to leave while the coals still burn, something bad will happen.
We have to put this fire out.
Put it out?
Yeah, it's like the heart of the house, like literally. If the coals are still lit, the hut isn't going to let us leave, or something bad will happen.
Okay, I'll look for a teapot.
Yeah, and I think that this is a spot where, if you want, you can spend one of your hunt tokens to find a simple item of use.
Oh, yeah.
We do also, in total, have 3, which I think would let us achieve the goal of escaping the hut. But I don't know if we want to hold on to our tokens.
Yeah, I feel like we should probably save as many of them as we can. I'll spend the one that I have to get a teapot.
Yeah, you rummage around in the little kitchenette and you find a teapot. It is half filled with water, very still water, almost like well water, like it is flat. I don't know if that's the word I want to use, but it has a brackish smell to it.
Ugh.
Ugh.
Can I fill up the teapot the rest of the way from the sink?
There's not working plumbing here.
Oh, okay. Well, then I'll take the water that's in it and tip the teapot over and pour it on the coals.
All right, give me a risk roll. So you do obviously have a piece of equipment that would aid you here, so you get that. I think for your Devil's Bargain, you could add that remaining potion to the pot. That would add a good deal more liquid into the pouring.
Oh, I feel like it's going to be important. Hold on to that.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then you do add the dark die for this one.
And is it you add a die if you have equipment or a skill, or?
Correct.
Okay, so I've already just got that one.
Yeah.
6 on my dark die.
Oh, Megan.
All right, so mark another ruin. You are entirely successful in this endeavor of putting out the magical flame in this pot-bellied stove. What does it look like?
I pour it over the coals, and you can hear the hiss of the steam as the coals are extinguished, but you don't actually see any smoke.
Kim, when she does this, the house makes a sound. What is the sound the house makes?
It's a death rattle.
Yeah, you both hear this death rattle in that same voice that shrieked when you were in the cellar emanate from all around you. The color in the house fades. The wood becomes aged. The flowers die, but the door clicks and swings open. And that is the end of set 1. You have escaped from the hut. You step out of the hut into the streets of Nottermore by the bay. It is picturesque. Pristine wooden roads, immaculately upkept buildings, and polished stone statues as far as the eye can see. But nothing stirs here. Your eyes catch no movement, your noses no smell, and your ears hear nothing but the sound of your own heartbeats and your echoing footfalls.
The Critshow is a Critshow Studios production, edited and produced by Brandon Wentz with music by Jake Purley. You can find more information about us at thecritshowpodcast.com. To keep up to date with upcoming live shows, contests, and other special events, follow us at The Crit Show on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. For even more weekly content, join us at patreon.com/thecritShow.